The ACC, this is an intriguing little twist from Jim Phillips, the commissioner. This from Andrea Adelson, who has been the president of the Football Writers Association, that the ACC considering giving its regular season champion a bye and have the teams that finish second or third in the league standings play in the championship game. He also even said they might go with the top 4 teams to play on the final weekend of the regular season, first 4, 2 and 3, and then eventually the following weekend have an ACC championship game. This because there was the moment when SMU lost to Clemson. They felt like they would not get 2 teams in. Clemson, the automatic qualifier. SMU still got in, which a lot of people debated about, but they did. And so they're trying to find ways to maybe protect themselves from that. I don't know how that's going to work, because if you end up playing an extra game, you're still going to have to play an extra game. And you might even actually knock somebody else out. But they did get 2 in, but they're looking at that as an option.
I actually congratulate his creativity here in that in this new era of 12-team playoff, what good does it do to have your best team maybe get knocked out of it?
Yes, but also those are 2 totally different ideas, are they not? One of them's your champion doesn't even play. The other one's they're playing maybe 2 games.
Yeah. You get knocked out twice.
They're not even close ideas.
I would more lean to the champion doesn't play and you play for the other one. Like the other one.
So who's your conference champion, though?
Yeah, that's exactly. No, because in basketball you have to win the tournament.
I'm not trying to machine gun this thing and blow as many holes in it, but immediately I saw this and I'm like, I got 2 things.
There's already 2. You're right. I think it speaks to the bigger conversation of what are the conference championships worth to the teams that are actually elite? What are they what did it do?
You ever heard of money?
Okay. I know that's the reason. But if you're Texas and Georgia, you're in that game going, well, this is really only kind of good for one of us and no guarantee on anything. And now we have to play it so that everybody else makes money. I mean, we're going to make money. That's great. But we also have to so we're doing this for A&M and Vanderbilt and Mizzou and all these teams that aren't here. That's where the conversation gets kind of weird about the value of these games, given that in the Big Ten circumstance, both teams were in. In the SEC circumstance, both teams were in. The ACC kind of got lucky this year that they let both teams in. So what's the point of them if both of them are getting the playoffs outside of seeding, which they already want to change anyway? Now, I know that's just another unnecessary step or extra step you can't take out. I'm telling you, we don't need the bowl games. Well, the bowl games aren't just going to go away. There's money in there. There's all this stuff.
I would rather just keep it the way it is. I don't mind an idea or 2, but it just seems like you're just making it more convoluted.
Well, they made it – it was complicated from the beginning because they were trying to rework a system that was a dumb idea in the first place, right? So –
To be your best requires commitment, dedication, and intensity. It's what defines elite athletes and inspires Airwave to find new ways to optimize your performance. Introducing Airwave Recovery, a mouthpiece designed to work while you sleep to further unlock your potential. Airwave Recovery features our patented reflex technology, small, integrated bumps uniquely positioned to activate your tongue's natural response. Your tongue will instinctively move forward, opening your airway and improving your quality of sleep. And thanks to our patented fitting material and a purpose-designed support wall, you'll enjoy a secure, comfortable fit all night long. With Airwave Recovery, you sleep better and recharge faster. Airwave Recovery, recharge your potential.
The way that college football until this very year has decided its champion has been dumb. And it's been built on a bunch of dumb ideas that no other sport does, but it's a dumb idea all the way around. And then we get to this, and then we're trying to peel back all these layers of dumb ideas. And all these layers of dumb ideas existed because people made money on the dumb ideas. So, I understand they're probably not going to go away.
The conference championship games have been pretty much a mainstay most of my life, but they're also not as old as I am. It's not like they've been an institution in college football for forever. They were a money grab by the SEC in the 90s, right, originally. So they kick-started the idea, and then others followed suit, and it's become, a good money maker and a big game for a lot of leagues. I'm very confused by the premise. Like I said, from the very beginning, I read that, and I immediately had two different thoughts, and it was like, okay, so you might just not have your champion play at all. So who the hell is your conference champion? And then if your conference champion does play, they might have to play 2 games. So you're playing over here. And so I imagine there's middle ground. You know what the middle ground's called? Your champion plays the one championship game, and then they just advance. Oh. So, yeah, it feels like a lot of people are tinkering things just to tinker with things at this point. Or we're just leaving no stone unturned to look at. And that's fine. I mean, that's good to kind of go over everything and make sure it's as good as it can possibly be. But I do also think there are some things that we hear or that are put out there that we don't have to take as like that's happening or that's fact. It is just basically kicking around ideas. So they're kicking around ideas. It's been very clear over the last year that the conference championship games being viewed some type of way by the different leagues, and we've heard enough purposed headlines and kind of regurgitated headlines enough times now over the last year to know, yes, there's a threat to the conference championship games in some form or fashion. And we've heard these iterations. We've heard others like the 4-team tournament. Like I've heard that before this. The champion getting a bye, I've heard that before this. So these have all been talked about elsewhere before as well. I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion on the conference championship game. I just think it should be like for the conference championship. So if your best team's not playing in it, then I don't think that's the conference championship. I think that's a tournament to get a playoff spot is what that would be and what it should probably be called, not the conference championship.
If anything, then you might eliminate another team of yours by going through that process.
We also don't know what the format's going to be. So, without knowing some of the particulars, it's hard to care.
At least they're talking about trying to figure out a way. The basketball tournament, what makes it so special, it makes it so incredibly popular, is not just Cinderella, but the conference basketball tournaments are as exciting at times as the NCAA tournament, because that's when you give a team in a conference that might have been barely made it to get into whether there's 6, 8, 10, 12 teams involved, a chance to get into the NCAA tournament, even if they were 5-20. They're not going to do that in football because that you open up the entire conference. Not everybody in a conference to play in Kansas City or wherever they might be.
Here's the thing, though. There's one more year of this playoff, and then it changes. So they're not going to have this in time for next year. So, again, it depends on the particulars of what are you guaranteed, what league are you a part of, and all of that. Because right now you can say all you want to about, like, well, what if we'd have 4 play 1 and 3? Like, are you only guaranteed a spot, ACC? Then do you really want to do that? Probably not, right? If you're the SEC and you're guaranteed 5 spots, well, then, yeah, it doesn't matter if your conference champion plays in the game, as we saw. It doesn't matter if the team playing the championship game loses. They're in too. So, yeah, have 3 play 4 for hell, in their case, they probably have 6 play 7 to see who gets in. You know what I mean? As the final spot, I mean, that's basically what you'd be determining, because right now you're already guaranteed to basically have all that you want. So, yeah, I think that idea hinges, for better or worse, on what the particulars of what kind of playoff that's setting up for. Is that setting up for a 14-team playoff that you'd be doing that? Is that one where you've got 5 auto bids as a league that would be deciding that? Or is it 12 teams and you've got no auto bids or only 1 auto bid? Then that's going to change your line of thinking. So, yeah, that's an idea that I've seen others kick around before today, or versions of that, and I don't think that conversation's dead, but I think it's just another kind of evolving, ongoing one as we figure out what beyond next year looks like for the postseason. But, yeah, conference championship games definitely aren't what they were cracked up to be. They don't want to get rid of them because they don't want to lose the money, but they also don't want to hurt themselves. So they're trying to come up with ways to get the best of all worlds, it appears, and I'm sure they'll figure that out in time for the next couple years.
The SEC was well ahead of its time when it came up with the conference championship game. It was amazing, and also helped them get more attention and obviously more money. And then you even had conferences like the Big 12 that were back and forth. They had it, and then they dropped it. And then they started back up again because they needed that extra game, because TCU and Baylor, probably one of those two, left out because they did not win a conference championship game.